What about yeah, Wellington is yeah, it's now I was with the music of the Black Seeds is yeah, can you say that it's influenced by where it's coming from?
Definitely.
And
Yeah.
how would you call that?
Sure. Yeah, well, New Zealand is a pretty unique, country, colonised by the English, and but discovered by the Pacific Islanders. We enjoy, obviously we see a lot of American music and a lot of British music comes in, but the environment for Wellington is a small city. So you see I see my musician friends all around. We're inspired by each other's music and what people are doing locally. And I think over the last 10 years, especially urban music, reggae, New Zealand reggae and funk has kind of started to come out of the shadows and become its own sound. And I think, yeah, the difference, I speak with my accent, my Kiwi accent. I sing with my Kiwi accent. I don't try to be a Jamaican MC or English or African or anything. We don't try to be anything that we're not. So I think that's something different in the sound, that we have to be proud of where we're from. I think the environment affects the music in terms of there's a lot of space. There's only 4 million people in New Zealand. There's the cities, and then there's basically countryside. So, some of us from different parts of the country, and that space affects, our view on the world. And we've been lucky enough to travel a lot, so we have a perspective of Europe, Asia, and America. But apart from that, New Zealand's quite closed off. It's very, separated from the rest of the world physically, but also culturally. And I think that's changing with, obviously, internet's helped there, and the world's becoming smaller. But New Zealand is still, not many people go there, and not many people know much about it. So it's a unique cultural. There are unique, the culture is unique in the mix of Māori and Polynesian people and Pākehā white people. It's an interesting place to live. It's cool. So I think that, yeah, anything that's going to come from there is going to have its own sound, but so it's not strictly reggae in a way.
No, okay. Something else about New Zealand. I found something about you while researching about a website about New Zealand that you suggested that there had to be a new flag.
Oh, right.
Or is that old?
That's quite old news, but that's all right. It was just there's a man, Lloyd Morrison, who was petitioning for this, and just me personally, not the band, supported him on this idea, which, it's not a big deal for me, but he asked me to support him on it, and I did. But nothing has come of it because it just stopped there. He stopped petitioning for it. Yeah, it was becoming too much time and money, I think. But he's a believer that he believes that our flag is very much similar. It's a colonial flag, and it's very similar to Australia's flag. And he thinks that now that we're to become our own country properly, we need to see ourselves in a new light with being represented by an original flag to show the difference and uniqueness, that we're not just the colonies anymore, that we actually have our own identity. And I think there's a lot of positives to do with that. I think that's potentially a good idea.
Yeah. Okay. What was the idea for a new flag? Did he also have a?
He had some suggestions. Yeah. But it wasn't so much what the design was. It was more the idea of talking about it, which he was trying to bring up in government. Yeah.